Hey, how y'all doing, baby? How y'all doing? It is Tuesday night. It's time for a Blue Dot family meeting, and I am pumped up for it, baby. I am really, I feel good this evening. I really feel good. Mama feels good. I think Travis and my son Tyler feel good this evening.
Very, 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 very.
And I'm going to tell you why, baby, because I went to the post office this morning and I got a package. And inside that package was this shirt, baby. And it says, you call this great? Are you shitting me? Cowboy hat, man. Blue Wave 2020. I love this shirt, baby. This shirt is always going to be special to me. And all of the shirts that everybody sends me, I treasure dearly. Natalie, I'm going to mess this up, Natalie.
She's in the chat too.
I know she's in the chat.
Pressure.
She's listening to me. Natalie Palumbo. I'm going to go with Palumbo. It's her name. Her spelling is. I'm sorry. It is Palumbo. Palumbo. Natalie. And Natalie is one of our Blue Dot family members. She's a recent friend of mine. I recently friended her. You know how Facebook is. They cut you off at a certain limit, and every once in a while I try to sneak somebody in, and I go through and I look. And Natalie was one that I saw her because I bet everybody, and I said, well, she's a nice person, and I friended her, and she wrote me a message, and she said, well, John, they've been watching a while. Anyway, get to the story, John. The reason I love this shirt. Natalie made this shirt, and because Natalie and her family like to watch the show, and I appreciate that. And they're supporters, they're Blue Dot family members. As a matter of fact, she calls herself a Blue Dot daughter, and that makes me proud. Natalie's brother, Anthony, has low verbal autism, and this is the words that Anthony uses when he sees me come on. When he sees our show, he says, that's the cowboy hat man. I am so endeared to that. I am so endeared to it because I know what's in Natalie's heart. And I want to read. She wrote me a beautiful letter with the I'm going to read this line because it struck home, baby. If I can do this without glasses. As a sibling and advocate for an older brother with low verbal autism, there have been many experiences where we have collectively been ostracized and excluded merely for existing out of the norm. Regardless of this thoughtless treatment, I never apologized for my reality. My parents and I are close, and they are the sole reason I am currently working in my dream job. I know the pride that is. My sister was born with cerebral palsy. My sister had a rough time, but I was so proud of her, and I was always so proud to stand with her. When my father would take her to Special Olympics and she would win a medal, it was. But I also know how people treated her, and it always hit home. My sister didn't make it. She died in her early 20s from a heartbreak. Shit. So I know the pride in Natalie's heart. And that is why this shirt will always mean so much to me. Because it speaks to my heart. I'm sorry, people. Sometimes shit ain't easy. But I'm proud of this shirt, and I like that. I like the cowboy hat man. She said it's like a superhero man name, like Superman. I'm the cowboy hat man. It's endearing, and I just love it. And now I talked to Natalie earlier today, and if you want this shirt, which I just dearly love, you can contact Natalie. Her website, this is not a planned thing. She's not ready for this, so you would have to give her time. But if you want a copy of this shirt, and I say copy, baby, because I got the original. And it's a beautiful shirt. It feels so good. It's one of them jersey things. But if you want one, you can contact her at her website, which is going to be in the link in YouTube. And I'm going to, I put a post out earlier, and I forgot to put the link in there. I'm going to put the link in that post with this shirt. Or Tyler is in the other room on the chat, and he will provide you the link if you want to contact Natalie. And she bless her heart, and keep her daddy in your thoughts too. Her daddy is in the hospital having some tests done. And so we want to give a shout out to not only Natalie and Anthony, but her whole family. Thank you for being Blue Dots, and thank you for being the people you are. That is the most important thing I can say to you, is that the kindness and the empathy that you treat with others, it goes a long way, baby. And I like to think that that's the basic idea of civilization. Why we call it a civil at all. It's because we have to take care of each other. We formed a group. We formed a society to take care of each other, to lift each other up, not to build palaces and hide from others. That's not why we're here. If we can't make this place a better world for all of us, what the hell are we here for in the first place? Anyway, I'm going to get off on a rant. Anyway.
Before you go on, I'm just going to chime in really quick and also give my heartfelt thanks to Natalie, as I wouldn't consider myself a motion graphic artist. I'm more of a special effects artist, but I know the trials and difficulties and time that it goes into motion graphics work. And, oh, yes, please show the photo.
That is Natalie and her brother Anthony, and I am so proud and so touched by this shirt, people. I am serious.
We all are. We all are. And like Dad mentioned, it's not, because Dad just told me about the news a second ago about her willing to get some of these shirts printed. So if you want one and you want to talk to her about it, if you're watching on YouTube, the very first link down below is a link to her website on her contact page where you can send her an email and request a shirt. And from there, I'm sure Natalie will get a hold of y'all and talk to y'all through it. And also, if you don't catch it down in the description below, Tyler will be sending out the link every now and then through the chat tonight. He'll be under the name Eufin, I think. That's his YouTube name. I don't know what it means, but Tyler's name, it's like Eufin or something in the YouTube chat.
You don't want me to get into that story of names.
No, that's another time.
That's another time, baby. We got a story about names.
But yes, so we want to support Natalie and her endeavors and her family as much as we can. So yeah, obviously.
And Anthony, because he's the creator.
He's the creator. He's the one responsible.
He's
and
the
it is
creator,
the
baby.
coolest catchphrase ever. When I saw that shirt, I flipped
Not only
out.
that, people, but look, listen here. If you get this shirt, you're walking down the street, eventually, because it says, "Are you shitting me?" and all that. Cowboy hat, man. Who is that? Baby, there opens the door to your invitation to discuss with them the intricacies of our message and our. Oh hell, you can just tell them, get on board the blue train, baby. This wave's gonna wash all over. Let me go ahead and switch hats, Anthony, buddy. That hat's for you tonight, baby, and I appreciate it because I told people before why I wear a hat. It's corny. I've been wearing one. My kids have never seen me without one. It's the old thing of the good guy that rides in. I watched a lot of Roy Rogers and Dale Evans and the Lone Ranger and all that. It was the good guy with the hat that rode in and saved the day and all that shit, and it's corny, but the hat means a lot of things to me. And so, Anthony, thank you for liking my hat, buddy. I'm going to take it off here real quick and put on the spider hat because I got to talk to our Blue Dot family, and I just dropped my cowboy hat there. I'm going to pick that up.
Got to put on the headset.
Got to put on the headset now so I can talk to everybody. All right. I'm in the room now.
All righty.
We got Sparky, I know that. And we got David.
And I think we got a few more people in the chat. People are wanting to join in the chat. Sparky is in the chat on YouTube, handing out the link to everybody, and that's your gateway to the chat tonight.
There you go. Sparky's like our... Hey, Richard Anderson, how you doing, buddy?
So, yeah, Sparky's our
Karen Morgan.
Skype god tonight. But anyway,
Thank you,
let's get a roll call of who's in the Skype call tonight.
Who?
Steve from Georgia staying present.
Hey, Steve, how you doing, bub?
Hey, hey, John, love you, brother. Glad to hear everything's working out, my man.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you being here, bub. Always
Oh,
always good to have your
it,
voice.
it's an honor and a privilege.
Thank you. Who else we got?
Mitch is here.
Mitch?
Mitch is here from Western Pennsylvania. How you doing, John?
I'm doing
How you
fine,
doing,
bub.
Turns out it looks like I'm going to be getting that gig in San Antonio, so you may be seeing more of me than you ever wish.
There you go. You're going to come down and visit us, huh? Well, I'm
Hell
telling
yeah,
you, baby, we're up in the 70s
down.
today. So
Well, I'm going to come down with a big bag and a big bottle. And
there
we're
you
gonna
go,
to town.
baby. There you go. Talking. I got me a bar starting over here. I'm telling you. So we got Steve, Mitch. Anybody else in the room?
David from the Great Northwest.
David, we knew you was in here. I called you out a minute ago. You're up in Washington State, baby. We know that.
You bet. Yep.
And of course we got Sparky.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
I'm the Beto news guy.
Sparky's
There you go.
Sparky's been watching Beto, man. I'm so happy.
how can
We're
you
all
not?
watching.
Good, because I'm telling you, that's exactly the way he did it here in Texas, man. The guy that, he's great on social media. He talks to you while he's driving. If he stops for gas, I hope y'all have seen that little thing he does with the amount of gas. That's the donation, and people guess on how much it's gonna cost to fill that thing up. But
I am so glad he's doing the same thing that he did for
Yeah.
Texas across the country. That is just the coolest thing.
he will stop and talk to anybody anywhere. He's not afraid to.
I'm
So.
jealous though. Gas is really a lot cheaper than it is here in
Yeah, no
California.
shit.
I think we're at like 208 or something. I paid.
He'll pull this off,
It
man.
was $2.60 a gallon.
That's expensive, dude. I'd die.
260. How about 314?
Oh
up here?
no, no. That's one thing about living in South Texas. At least the gas is cheap. We were paying 208 a gallon, I think, and
Oh.
Uncle
Yeah,
John,
yeah.
I got a question for you, brother.
yeah.
Are you there?
Oh yeah, I'm right here, Steve.
Did Beto get pinched for like a picture from 24 years ago with a DUI or some nonsense?
Yes. He
Is that
had a
ridiculous?
DUI.
He would have been 21. I did the math tonight.
It was when he was young, and if you ask him about it, he will proudly
Shit.
stand up. Not
If-
proudly,
if-
but that he was drunk, but that he will stand up and take responsibility for that and other things that have come out.
If I'd have been photographed every time I did something knuckleheaded at 21,
Oh,
man, I
shit,
would be
baby.
no wall space in the house. You
I
know?
did not live the life
Yeah,
that
you-
could run for a politician. I'm telling you, no, that would not. That's how come I can't run. Shit, no, I got too many, goof ups in my life. Hell, I'm not perfect, baby.
man,
I'm like
from what I
everybody
hear,
else
that
out
they
here.
all thought they hit
I'm
lottery
doing the
or
best I
something.
can
Yeah,
with what I got.
That's what they thought. They posted that picture, but somebody came behind that and posted, I think, 4 or 5 mugshots of Republicans
I
for,
seen
for
that.
DUIs.
I've seen that, a whole list of them. I think there was
there's
2,
a
4,
ton
6, 8 of them. I
Yeah.
think there was 8 of them there that they had pictures. I think, if I remember.
Oh, that cocksucker Matt Bates alone has a
Yeah.
arm's length list of
Yeah.
driving infractions.
Yeah.
We know about his ass.
Yeah.
Must suck to be on the moral low ground all the time.
Yeah.
That's where they are now, baby. That's where they are now.
I mean, let's not forget either what's that dude? The dude that's known for I like beer. Don't you like beer?
I love beer.
Yeah.
Beer.
Brett
The reason he's a
Kavanaugh.
Brett
Yeah.
Kavanaugh. Yep.
Oh,
I
the
like
beer
beer.
man,
Yeah,
huh?
the beer guy.
He likes beer.
The guy on the Supreme Court who loves his beer. Yeah.
Come
Rapey
on.
justice.
I'm telling you, people, there's shit happening. I seen a clip today, and I wish I want to work on getting these sound clips because I would really rather play this clip than tell you about it. And I don't know where it was. It was one at Steve Bannon's rally. Steve Bannon's running. He's running around trying to, just boom by the.
Is this recent?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think.
haven't
I
heard
think. I just saw this woman she was at the rally, and she stood up there on camera and said that I never thought that we would see a dictator, but if we're going to have a dictator, I want Donald Trump. Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
That's an
I don't want a
American
dictator.
saying that shit.
Hey,
Hell no.
how about the courtroom? The guy that just shot the mobster in New York City.
Yeah, MAGA
He's sitting
forever.
there. Yeah, he's sitting there yesterday and opens his hand that says MAGA forever.
Are you shitting me?
That's what
I
I thought,
that's,
John.
that's what he's proud of. He just killed a man on the street and look at me, MAGA. That's, it's becoming a sickness. I swear. On the right hand side. I hate saying Republican. These are cockroaches. These are scumbags. These are not Americans. These are not somebody who's going to stand up for their country. They're willing to toss it right in the ditch and hand it right over to Donnie. That scares the hell out of me. And now you got Steve King over there. Well, Civil War. They don't know what bathroom to eat. You shitting me. I want to slap that man so bad. That's why we need that law. He needed a slapping law, baby.
Did you see that nonsense?
Careful, y'all. Careful.
Christ, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We need to pass a law.
Careful, y'all. Careful.
Yeah.
So that when that
they have 8 trillion more bullets than we do.
Yeah,
son.
8 trillion. Are you shitting me?
Yeah,
I live in Texas, baby. We got the same. I mean, boy, howdy.
Oh,
that falls.
They believe it too. They believe it.
That falls into the heartbreak of what I was started with. Why civilization was formed. Why societies exist. It doesn't exist just to make a king or a potentate or whatever the hell Donnie wants to be. They're formed to provide, a system for all of us to exist and for everyone to be fed and clothed and all that shit. That's when we all started when we was throwing rocks. That's why we made groups to help each other.
No, I don't even think that we were meant for structural classes or anything like that.
No.
I really think we're all designed to be treated equal. I mean, there's enough for the pie for everybody to share, man.
Oh, yeah, but there's some of them people are just mighty ass. They got a big pie hole,
they've
baby.
lost their fucking
They
minds,
got a
Sean.
big pie hole.
How
many yachts does Betsy DeVos need? Evidently more than 7.
Now, I remember in the 80s, there was some racism in the military. But my understanding is that it's gotten dramatically worse since Obama took office and the Tea Party movement, and now with Trump, it's out of control. Same with police departments. That scares the shit out of me more than anything else. So where are these people's loyalties? Where are their loyalties?
But again,
we need man. But
again, you need to recognize that they are a small minority in the military, as they are in our society. Because the military, just like everything else, reflects our nation. People from all walks of life join it, and if you don't, go in there spouting racial shit, well, nobody's going to know until you hook up with some other asshole, and then they make, it's that kind. It's going to be everywhere. It's why I stress
so that you
we'll
can
never
put that
get rid of it.
tactical training to good use.
Yeah, like that lieutenant in the Coast Guard. He's gonna he got the training and now he wants to use it. On what? Your fellow Americans. That's the answer to what they want to do. Shoot their fellow Americans. That's what they talk about. And that's bullshit.
Only the liberals and the blacks and the Hispanics and the immigrants.
Oh yeah, pansies, liberals. Libtards. That's us.
Hey, John.
Yes, sir.
One of my nieces posted something on Facebook, which was really pretty benign. It didn't really beat up on anyone. Somebody came back behind her and said, we're posting this stuff to piss off the snowflake liberals. So I go and I look at this guy's profile on Facebook, and he's got a 50 caliber sniper rifle up on the hood of his truck and AR decorated in Christmas lights. And I thought, yeah,
there you go, baby.
Yeah.
That's the mentality. That's what I always say. They always say that the Democrats were coming for your guns. They're going to take away your Second Amendment and all that. No.
Bullshit.
That's all bullshit. I know plenty of Democrats that own guns. What we don't believe in is this sick love affair with them. And it is a sick love affair.
It's people with them,
Yes. If your dream is to get an AR-15 with a bump stock and a flak vest and all the technical gear, the flashlight, the gloves, and everything else, so you just look like you're just ready to go get your ass in the Army, baby. They'll put you out there with a gun. You can shoot at people. They'll be shooting back, but you'd be doing it for your country.
Not if they're Palestinians, they'll just be throwing rocks back.
Yeah, they throw rocks.
Uncle John, you may think I'm a pussy for saying this, but I'm going to say it.
That's all right. I think you're one anyway. No, I'm just shitting.
deer hunting and I shoot a deer, I feel bad for it, you know?
I think that's a logical thing to feel, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Like,
I've hunted.
I mean, he's looking
not-
back at you all defensive, like, why did you do that to me? I wasn't hurting you.
I
Toddling along doing deer things here, man.
I've
Yeah.
hunted most of my life.
I gave it up. I haven't hunted in over 10
no,
years.
I
Don't
haven't.
have any desire to go, man. But
Let me
I
tell you
don't either.
something.
I don't either.
Deer are not at the top of the food chain.
No.
Just
oh
putting it
no,
out.
they're rodents with hooves, and they need to be gone.
Well, nowadays
They need
you
to be
know,
gone.
I don't know
get
where it
that,
is
man.
everywhere else, but down here it's not really hunting.
Yeah.
They build you a deer blind, put a corn feeder out there on a timer. Them deer know exactly when that corn's coming out of that feeder. It's not really hunting. It's a trap. That's all.
the thing is, though,
know.
what's being discussed here, it's about empathy, having empathy, and that's
Right.
what
Yeah.
you have people like who committed the mass murder in New Zealand. That is someone who lacks empathy. So the fact is, even if deer can be considered rodents, or they're not on top of the food
Yeah.
chain,
They're meat.
it doesn't really play in as much as the fact that even if you killed the deer, you felt bad, like it affects you in a way. And I'm not saying you have to be like completely depressed about it. What I'm getting at, though, is the fact that you feel something. It shows that you're human, and I don't think that's something to feel like, oh, I'm a pussy for. No, that's not it at all. So
Remember, a lot of
thank you
Native
for that,
Americans deified the deer,
Yeah.
and they had tremendous respect for the deer and the buffalo and all of the food animals.
Yeah, the spirit.
They called them brother when that was their nickname for their kill, was that they adopted the deer.
exactly.
If I was going to be a religious person, I believe that's about the best one I hear. Nature, baby, that's it. Mother Earth right here. This is what we got. Well, I tell people all the time, if I want to go to church, all I have to do is go outside to my river and look down there and see those trees and the birds and everything else that I see down there, and just know that that's, I don't think it's from some Graham guy that snapped his finger and went poof, there it is. It is the creation of the universe, the Big Bang, how long this planet took to support life at all. We're just at the tip of the needle as far as how long we've been infesting this world. But
Well, I'm intrigued by the Unitarian philosophy too, the do no harm and just try to help your fellow man the best you can. I mean, what's wrong with that?
hey, isn't
Nothing.
that what all
Nothing at
those
all.
religions preach? Ain't that what all them religions say?
Golden
your
rule,
fellow
right?
man.
But I like the silver rule, which is don't be a dick.
Yeah,
Right.
That's what I live by.
Yeah, don't be a
That's a
dick,
golden
and that's
rule.
not hard to do. Just don't be an asshole. DBAA. I have a shirt somebody sent me. I can't remember who right now, but man, I have like almost 300 shirts that people have sent me. I'm just so it's hard to go in there and pick one. When I'll go on a show, I usually try to pick one that has something to do with what I'm going to say. But I'm telling y'all, Natalie hit. I don't want to make anybody mad, but Natalie, you sent me my new favorite shirt, and it's going to be that way for a long time. I'm going to wear this one around.
I think
proudly.
people can agree, though, so don't worry about that.
I just love this.
It's outstanding. It really
cowboy
is.
hat guy. I'm waiting for the first person to ask me, who's the cowboy hat guy? And I'm going to big him up. I'm wearing one, ain't I? That's what I'm going to look at. I'm the guy wearing it, ain't I? But, yeah.
Uncle John, to bridge back what I was saying earlier, Unitarianism, they reject the mainstream Christian doctrine of a Trinity or of God altogether.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I kind of dig that religion, man.
Well,
If I had to go, and I never go to any of them, but if somebody put a gun in my head and said, "You got to pick one out,"
okay, that's the one you're going to go with?
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
As long as you're not hurting anybody and
I've
it's
been
making
to church
you
lots of times.
Yeah, that's my biggest
uh,
point. Is like
I've been baptized twice.
Yeah.
there you go.
Guess it didn't work.
I was a
second time either.
hardcore Baptist and
Well,
Methodist, and
It
geez.
just everybody has a different belief system, and that's the key. In our Constitution, it's we have the right to freedom of religion, or not have a religion, or pick a religion, or whatever. And that's what Judge Wino missed in her little thing that she did on Fox News about she misses that. She's picking on the Muslim one, but she ain't gonna say nothing about the Catholic nun that's got a covering.
I love that, John.
Or a Jewish person with a yarmulke. I think that's what they call it. I'm not sure.
Bring out the nuns.
Yeah, bring out the nuns, baby. Let's
Mel Brooks, love that movie, History of the World.
Yes.
Jeez, it's one of the funniest movies ever fucking made, man. Gotta be.
Yeah, that's what she missed when she was talking about the Constitution. Slap her. Not hard.
John.
Just slap sense into him. What?
You remember Flip Wilson, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Geraldine? Yes, I remember. Did I lose everybody? All of a sudden, it's quiet.
We're here.
Yeah, no, we just went through like a red zone there for a minute. We're good. Lost the internet for like 2 seconds.
Did you hear what I said, John?
Sock it to me.
Sock it to me, baby.
God.
Sock it to me.
The church of what's happening now.
The church of what's happening. I am a
that
dudist.
stuff still
I am
holds
that.
up. There's a little bit of it that's kind of dated, but by and large, that holds up. You know what does not hold up?
What's that?
Laughing.
Yeah.
I watched it with my kids, and I was
Oh
like,
man, you're
what
corny.
the oh man. Did not
You
get
gotta
it at
reach
all.
the remote fast enough.
I
man.
never
Of course
missed an
you're out.
episode that I remember when Laugh In was on. I remember Nixon.
That was
Sock it to me.
I remember laughing my hiney off of it, thinking, "Man, this is better than sliced bread."
Oh, it was the greatest thing
I'm
in the world.
like my friend now. I couldn't take more than 10 minutes of it.
And now look we are. Now
Dated.
look where
It's
we
really
are.
dated.
Saturday Night Live runs a rerun, and Donnie goes apeshit.
Goes ape shit.
Donnie, just
He ain't
shut him
right.
down. Somebody needs to look into this. Are you shitting me?
Oh, are they going to have a live show next Saturday?
Yes. And did you hear what they're going to do? They're going to
No.
put
Oh, they're gonna
I wrote
roast him,
a
man.
Saturday Night Live to put a presidential trigger warning. It's before the show, before even the skit that they do, live from New York, and it's going to say something to the effect. They haven't nailed it down, but they're going to tell Donnie to hide his eyes and ears so he doesn't get upset. Now I'm gonna wait for that. I want to make sure I got my popcorn in hand, baby, when that show comes on, because I want to see that disclaimer.
Oh, that's gonna be
Maybe we should live stream and watch it with everybody.
Yeah, really.
Just to get a reaction.
And
That'd be hilarious.
You know they're gonna do a skit. You know
they're gonna kick it up a notch.
You
Genesis
betcha,
on
baby.
going.
Really
I wish
quick
the show
here.
didn't suck so much. I really do. I'd watch it if it didn't suck so much.
It's not the same as the old SNL.
Not even close.
But
the
they shine every
cold
now and then for
openings are
sure.
still
And their
good.
jabs at Donnie's great. But really quick, I want to welcome Dennis in the chat tonight. How's it going, Dennis?
Hey, how's it going there?
Hey, Dennis. How's everything up in San Antonio, babe?
It's pretty good.
Good.
Can't complain. Just got back in from fishing again. My
fishing.
youngest.
Did you get any good?
Deal.
Did you do any good?
Oh, they didn't catch anything, just some bites.
Well, good. The fish didn't bother you, and you had a great day.
Dennis, you had fun, right?
Yeah.
That's
That's
it.
all that counts, bro.
That's it. As
That's all
long
that
as I'm
counts, man.
casting the line, it's a great. If it was anything, they call it catching.
Yeah.
Isn't that what that comedian said? If you caught fish all the time, they'd call it catching. You're not catching, you're fishing.
I'm going to try to keep an eye on this comment, but our moderator, Jen Morgan, is in the chat. She writes, I sure wish I could get NBC where I live. Wait, you mean you can't get local cable? NBC?
NBC?
Wow.
more bullshit.
We need to fix that, Jen. Jesus.
Well, it comes out on YouTube about 15 minutes after it airs.
Yeah,
so-
that's true.
yes.
Yeah.
But thanks for being here again, Jen. That's just
Yes.
that was just my excuse to be able to go in there and say, "Hey, Jen."
There's Daniel Cunningham. We remember him.
Yes, of course.
Appreciate you
We
being here.
got a
again,
lot
bud.
of familiar faces in the chat
Yes.
tonight.
Yeah. Pat Gentis, I know her. Anyway.
anywho.
I'll post a link in the chat for Jen so she can watch NBC.
There you
There
go.
you
If she's got internet, she can watch it.
Yeah.
NBC. Now, what? Okay, color me stupid. What's on NBC tonight that I'm missing?
Oh, not Saturday Night
Yeah.
Live.
Yeah, it'll be next Saturday night.
Okay.
Yeah, Saturday Night
okay.
Live. Don't want to make sure
Uh,
that. Did you see
I'm
him out in
thinking
the Rose
the
Garden today
Orville?
talking about the collusion? He was talking about the collusion against the
Oh.
Republicans. The collusion
And
between Facebook
he
and
always-
YouTube and Twitter
always-
and the networks.
He always loses his mind after these things too. What did he do?
Yes.
52 tweets this
Yes.
weekend, man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
He attacked everybody.
You're president at
Yeah.
work, ain't you? Aren't you
Hey.
just? Don't you just feel safe out there?
Yeah.
He's sitting on his bed with 10 TVs around him with a bucket of chicken.
I love how he's still beating up on a guy that's been dead 7 months.
No shit, that man wouldn't make a pimple
the
on John McCain's
rails,
ass.
Boys. And gals, we need to just accept it.
That's what's so disgusting is watching the Republican Party, who always claim we are so patriotic. We are so more patriotic than them liberals over there. They don't love their country. We love bullshit, baby. If you're willing to throw John McCain from your side, one of your own, into the ditch for a draft-dodging coward, it tells you just how far you are willing to throw everything you
Has anybody came out and rebuked that or at all?
No, they're coming out doing the same thing they do all the time, making excuses. Well, he said one guy was on there earlier today talking about, well, some people out there just don't like McCain and they think that Trump is brave for being able to are you shitting me? Just how much lower are you going to throw your values in the ditch? Some people don't like him because he voted against the repealing and then Donnie's out there saying, well, I wish they would have told me that because we would have just went over there and got another bullshit. If you would have had enough votes, you would have passed it. You didn't have the votes, you idiot. And
Can you imagine if Obama would shit all over Charlie Rangel to that degree? And Charlie's still alive, but my goodness, man.
They'd be screaming. They'd be screaming. And that's what I mean. They've lost not their morals, their patriotism. They have thrown everything. When this lady stands up and says that she is willing to accept that man as a dictator, then she's telling you she doesn't believe in the Constitution. She doesn't believe in America. She doesn't believe in freedom or anything else that that the right espouses all the time that they are. They're not.
That comment is almost treasonous of it in itself, if there is such a thing. I mean, in a free country, I don't know. Probably not. You can't label anything.
No.
A free country does not have a dictator.
It borderlines on it, you know.
Have any of you heard anything about the ambassador to Germany kind of being shunned by the political because they're inciting fascism? Germany wanting to throw a Nazi out? Imagine that.
Imagine that. Just how far we've sunk. You know, and
I
speaking
do
of
not
that,
have corroboration on that, by the way. I do not.
Yeah.
It's okay, brother. Point well taken, man.
Yeah. Well, that's how come Steve Bannon's out there making the rounds. He's trying to pump that shit up. Nationalism everywhere. Just that hateful shit. That
according to Gerald Nadler, he's sending them all kind of documents, man.
Oh, he'll pick you up with a whole brochure.
This is going to be
how to hate your neighbor.
You know?
I guess that that's all I can think of. That's nationalism. Are you shitting me?
Apparently, it really did happen.
We'd all be in trouble. The only ones that belong here, them are the Native Americans. That's it, baby. The rest of us need to get the hell out. Under that bullshit thought. I don't know. It just pisses me off.
There's no eject button though. Not for me. I don't have anywhere to go. I gotta ride this shit out.
We all have to. He's looking to be reelected. He's got his whole.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't cut and run. Fuck him.
No,
we were here first.
No,
man.
don't fucking cut. Don't cut and run, baby.
No, baby.
Put out the fire.
There's more on our side, baby. I don't care what he screams about. Oh, country loves him and all that, but it's bullshit. The only ones that love him are his little minions down there, and they say, oh, he's got a high approval rating in the Republican Party. Well, the Republican Party, baby, is shrinking. And
John, they may have the numbers, they may have the guns, but we got the numbers.
We got the numbers, baby. We got the numbers. As long as there's rule of law in this nation, we're going to kick his ass out. I have no doubt that he's going to get tossed out. But I keep hoping for the dramatic thing where they drag him out in handcuffs and he's screaming and his kids are in handcuffs. That's the dream in my head. But
hanging on week after week, hoping
it's
that
stretching
Mueller's
it
going to
out.
come out with something.
They keep teasing us. Well, Mueller's almost done. I see Rod Rosenstein decided to stay a little longer in his position.
Yeah. What do you make of that, man?
Well, it's all this talk right now that the White House they want to review the Mueller report so they can claim executive privilege on anything that might be in there. Buddy, you ain't got executive privilege until you became president. Anything before that, it doesn't cover it, asshole. And I think that's what he wants to do, is he wants to get hold of that report and do all the scribbling and shit.
Yes, so
what does he think? There's one copy of the fucking report?
That's exactly what he thinks. He thinks he's going to, nobody else has got it. Nobody else knows either. You know, like it wouldn't be hard to pull Mueller in.
Pre-executive privilege before he was even sworn in.
Yes, baby. He doesn't understand the rules of law.
He doesn't know
That's
how
how
this
come
works,
he doesn't
man.
give a shit about him. That's how come he wants to be a dictator, because he doesn't care what the law says. He doesn't care what the Constitution says. He doesn't care what you say. You know, it's that. You don't give a shit. He plays by his own rules, and that's it. You know, he's got Pootie behind him. And I swear that man's trying to drive us straight into Pootie's arms. You know, that's where he wants to take the Republican Party. You know.
And he ain't far from succeeding to what he's wanting to accomplish.
Over there on the right, seems to me they're following him. You know, if they're willing to take him as a dictator, you know, and he loves that, president for life, and then what? What do we get? Don Jr., Ivanka, Barron later on? What's the deal? You know, where does that shit go?
Nah, we got to put a stop.
I'm with Timothy. He's going to hate prison.
You know.
I have a friend who works for the U.S. Marshal Service.
Yeah.
And he's a 35-year veteran of the Marshal Service. And we were talking. I said, listen, what would a U.S. Marshal do if a federal judge ordered them to take Trump into custody? And he said, oh, we take him into custody. Mm-hmm. He said, he's going. He says, if it comes down, he said, we are sworn. He said, he's going. He said,
now, Brent, that wouldn't do it. What's the protocol? Would they send the sergeant of the arms, or would they go higher than that and just go directly get them?
I hate to break it to you, but that's our house. That's not his house.
No, I know. You're not breaking anything to me. That's what I'm having. Who the fuck?
I don't know exactly the protocol or how that would happen.
I've always heard the sergeant of the arms, you know.
I'd say.
Well, he's an old man, so he ain't gonna. You know, they're not gonna send the sergeant of arms in there to arrest the president. He's an old guy that just comes out there and
have Comey do it.
Yeah, really. Yeah, have Comey do it. I think he'd be motivated. I don't know exactly how it works, but
you know, do you think they'd send a commando force of 30 plus highly trained soldiers in to
if he is defeated in the
bad
polls,
orange fucker out? You know,
I'm telling you, no one will be loyal to him. If it comes to that,
no,
there will not be one person who will be
the
right
election,
where Richard Nixon was.
We don't have to have a president sign in up there on the steps on the 20th of January. A new president would be sworn in, and after that, Donnie's no longer the commander-in-chief.
They'll flee like a wasp nest on fire.
So he's just a citizen, and if he's trying to squat in the White House, well, just like any other citizen that would go in there and try to squat, I guess they'd pick his ass up and drag him out screaming if that's what it took. You know, but that's what he would do to rally his troops behind him. I wouldn't doubt that behind.
Absolutely, and
that's exactly where he's going to go.
Concerns me, Uncle John. He's going to get all these moves behind him, man.
That's the scary part of this whole damn conversation. You know, that's the scary part of having that man in our house.
Man. You know the U.S. Marshals, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know those guys, right?
Yeah. They're not loyal to a president. They're loyal to the law.
They don't stick around with those guys. No. Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying, man.
You know.
Well, a lot of the Secret Service don't like him either. They
Hello, Marie Hughes over in Scotland. I've seen it go by. I just want to give a quick shout out.
What was that, Dennis? Go ahead.
I said a lot of the Secret Service don't like him, but they're sworn to do their duty. They respect the office of the presidency more than the individual.
Absolutely.
Good point, Dennis.
Yeah.
And
that's what they swear their allegiance to.
Yeah, they took an oath to defend the country, foreign, domestic. They will respect the office, but the person.
Yeah, that's a different question.
That's different story. If he's breaking the law, they're absolutely going to go after him.
Well, I really doubt that they would try to perpetuate any kind of spectacle, media spectacle. They'll probably try to. I'd love to see it, but more than likely they're going to minimize any kind of.
Dude, I already got my fucking outfit picked out that I'm going to wear.
You got your popcorn. Your popcorn's ready too, huh?
Yeah.
I already that's it. I got my underwear and my socks picked out.
When that happens, then we'll all meet at the usual secret place there in the secret society place.
Yeah, behind the tree under the rock. Yep,
over the
I
box.
got you.
Yeah. And
I honestly think there's going to be a perpetual festivity going on after he leaves office, like that date.
There will be at my house, baby. I'm telling you that.
Worldwide.
I'm telling you that. I think.
Who knows? It could get really crazy.
Well, it
This
can
whole thing
because it is spreading.
Can they hear me?
You could see it in that. I don't know what his name is. The president of Brazil. They call him the Trump of the tropics, is what they were saying on the news. And
he
just
was
like
talking to him today.
Yes.
Wasn't he? Or...
And he was standing there. Oh, did you see when Donnie got all smiley when he said fake news?
Oh, yeah.
When the president from Brazil was talking about fake news, Donnie just lit up. And he even made a comment about him saying it. Oh, look at there. He said fake news. I'm just so proud. He spreads that shit because he wants ignorant people to believe that. Don't believe what you're seeing and reading. It's not happening.
Really quick, before we go any further with this conversation, I just wanted to point out, because I forgot to call this person out earlier, but John Kosick, who just subscribed, which, by the way, thank you, John, for subscribing. I also forgot 32 minutes ago, Tess Burns subscribed to the channel, so thank you both for subscribing to the channel.
We went over 10,200 today.
Gotta stay still.
So we were tickled to death about that. What was that?
I think we got a hot mic in the chat somewhere.
Oh.
But anyway, thank you both so much for subscribing. We hope you're enjoying your time here and the content.
The family grows, baby. The family's growing.
So anyway, please continue. Sorry about that.
Well, now I forgot what I was saying.
We were talking about...
thanks, bro.
All
Thanks
your
for
fault,
keeping us up to speed, man.
It's no biggie. No, y'all were talking about the fake news comments from...
No, the Brazilian...
Oh, wait, and while we're at it, let me read this name. God loves this angel too. Thanks for subscribing.
God loves this angel too. There you go, baby. Thank you for subscribing.
Boom, there we go. See if people hit that
subscribe
subscribe
button.
button here.
We got an angel in there.
Lets YouTube know we're somebody.
That's it, baby.
Anyway, conversation, fake news, Brazil's president being just as much of a douchebag.
Yes, yeah, and that's what they're trying to spread all over the world. But there's voices, baby. Eva Adams over in Berlin. Did y'all have a chance to see her? She's one of our Blue Dot family members over in Germany. She did a rant, baby. She turned on her camera and she used her voice, and I want to give her a shout out. I'm so proud of what she did. I try to get everybody. I know Randy Kervin's watching tonight. I know Randy uses his voice. Richard Anderson uses his. Leo Sahaki, Joe Riddle. We're all small little fish down here in this great big old pond, but we're all in this together, baby. That's what Joe says.
Dude, we're gonna win.
Yeah,
we're gonna win.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that
we're gonna win.
That 2020
there's no other option.
Yeah, basically.
That's. But we always have to remember they're gonna cheat like shit. What's the other
option?
Always
do. They always do, John. Shit, they've been cheating ever since I can remember, man.
But you see, that's
50-some years old
too.
Yep.
That's a weakness because what they've done is they're so sloppy that they're so predictable now. It's impossible with social media the way it is to think that far in advance. I mean, there was a time where it took 3 days for news to spread.
Well,
those days are long over.
Those days are long gone, and that's why we had the Electoral College. That's why we have Electoral College, because it took forever for people out west to get the news. Hell, it was Teletype or Pony Express and shit like that. You know, news didn't reach the western part of our nation, and they had to develop a way for states to be able to hold their election, and they came up with the Electoral College. But nowadays, if you don't know, it's because you don't want to know. You know, everything is right at your fingertips in today's age of you know, social media and news. There, you know, with the internet, there's no reason for anybody not to be knowledgeable about what's going on. You know,
back in the 1800s, people didn't assume the presidency till March.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm glad they moved it to January 20th though, because I'd hate to wait until March to get rid of
well, that's because the communications got better.
Yeah.
Daniel, thank you for subscribing a minute ago. Yeah, I just wanted y'all to talk for a little bit before brought him up. Daniel Cortez? Sorry if I'm butchering your last name again.
We do that a lot.
We do that a lot because we also have a last name that's butchered every time we get a phone call. So, but thank you, Daniel, for subscribing. You're awesome.
Yeah.
And shout out to my brother Bruce Coffer, who's listening in.
Oh,
outstanding.
Hi,
we love
Bruce.
family thing. We got the Blue Dot Sisters. That's Connie Burnett and Tammy Harrington. I know these names by heart. Who call themselves the Blue Dot Sisters, and I just love that. Tammy just baked me some cookies not long ago. She sent me some.
Oh, they were the ones who sent the cookies.
Yes, that's Tammy baked.
Nice.
I need to tell you, baby. I love it when they send me food.
Uncle John, how old are your sons, man? I'm sorry, I'm not acquainted.
See, how old are you?
I think I'm 27, and the other one is 23.
I think he's 23
so
or 24.
you guys probably barely remember the Bush v. Gore 2000 fiasco.
So here's the thing. I have
that's when this whole
downward he grew up with the sound of
perpetuated.
them.
I mean, it all started with Reagan and the air traffic controllers. You can even go further back than that if you wanted, but I'm just saying, on the surface, you know.
So what I remember from back then, actually, it's really spotty because like I was getting memories back then. Obviously, I was in elementary school, at that point. Yeah. But I do remember the election because they did a mock-up election in our school, and even Bush won there, and that pissed me off. I remember that much as well. And I look back at it, and the biggest argument amongst classmates.
Gertz. I'm sorry, Daniel Gertz. I mispronounced Daniel's name a minute ago.
Oh, okay.
Daniel Gertz.
Yeah, good.
Gotcha,
Thank you
buddy.
for the correction.
Gotcha.
But no, what I remember classmates saying at the time, and I think it's the same explanation you and Mom gave me. It's like, why do we not like George W. Bush? He wants to. It's like the most simplest way you can explain it to me back then. It's because he takes money from old people, and I'm like, well, that's screwed up.
Yeah.
So,
and he's a saint next to this orange fucker we got in there now.
Tell you,
man.
baby.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Even W would be a saint compared to this idiot.
I'll never.
For the days. Hey guys, I gotta drop out. Peace out.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work, guys.
All right, we appreciate you being here.
Thanks, brother. Nice chatting, man.
Come back and visit,
please. So no, like what I remember more of though was everything that happened after 9/11, and that's when I think even at that young of an age, I started really paying attention to politics. Not because it was fun; it was just
because that's all his mom and daddy ever watched, probably.
Well, it's not. Yeah, but I also had interest in it. I mean, it's something I felt like was important to keep track of. And even though the dude that's in our house at the moment is by far worse, no matter how nice George W. Bush may seem, painting his awesome pictures or whatever nowadays, I will never forget what him, Dick Cheney, and all those other fuckers did back then to get us.
You a war of contractors.
Yes. But yeah, no, even back
Halliburton
then.
made a shitload of money, baby.
Yeah, that's a whole rant right there that we can get into. We can do like some flashback rants one of these days.
Oh, my God. I mean, we can go back to the Monica Lewinsky scandal and all that. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
We all got set on our asses back then.
Yeah.
And he didn't do anything. He just got a fucking blowjob,
Yeah, well, that was enough. And really, nowadays, even then, you look back at it, he should have known better than that.
But look what Trump. Trump's admitting to just going around.
Oh, well, Trump doesn't give a shit.
We're grabbing women by
where he wants. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This guy.
Don't think about you're going to tell them Republicans anything about morality now. They've lost their voice in that argument, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Don't be preaching anything to me, baby. You don't have the moral authority to do that anymore.
No, and the thing is, it's crazy because that obviously I was way too young to know what was going on back then. So really, the last few years, I've started learning more about what it was like back then. And we were watching John Oliver the other night where he actually talked to Monica Lewinsky. And I got to say, like, it kind of it's not that I ever...
Did an interview with her the other night.
Yeah, and I got to say, not that I really had a strong stance on the issue as is. It's more like, it shouldn't have happened. But I forgot how young she was, and holy shit, did they try to ruin her life.
Well, they did.
It's bad. It's so sad because she doesn't seem like a bad person.
No, not at all.
No, she was caught up.
If you haven't seen the interview, you gotta watch.
Oh, it's an excellent interview. She did an excellent job, and I'm proud of her for standing up like that.
She seemed like a good person, man.
Yes, she was, and she was in her position.
John Oliver got everything out of her that he wanted to get, and he made her smile and laugh.
Yeah.
It was a very good interview. If y'all haven't seen it, try to take a chance and and look at that.
And try to watch John Oliver's show. He's great.
I love that guy.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, I love that show, man.
And did y'all see what he did to
wait, really quick. Who is it? David donated $5 and says, "Love y'all." Well, we love you too.
We love you too, David. Appreciate that, buddy.
Don't have a last name, so we don't know which David it could be. Well, that's going to be the mystery. Which David?
Well,
which David out in the Blue Dot universe?
It's a community of Daves.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate that, buddy. And whoever David is, we appreciate it.
I'm too lazy.
Say Dave's not here.
Yeah, Dave's not here, man.
I'm too lazy to reach around tonight, but Uncle John knows I'll take care of him, man. I'll hit you really soon, man.
Don't worry about it, baby. We are very thankful to those that donate and our Patreon members that keep us going. And
I try to send mine through PayPal, and I don't know how that works or not. As long as you get it, I don't care. We get them. We appreciate every one of them that we get.
No matter how much or small, and just sending.
No matter how little or how big.
And again,
every one of them.
It's one of those things that we got to point out. Even if you just send a comment on one of your posts, or a fan letter, or this really rad shirt from Natalie.
I mean, I tell you, baby, I got some shirts. I love to wear some. My favorite one, always, my go-to shirt is, it says Trump. Because it just really stands out. You can see the word Trump real easy. And then right underneath it says, redefining stupid one tweet at a time.
Yep.
And
Uncle John, what are you, extra large now?
I'm a large, baby. I'm large. No, I'm a skinny old asshole.
Extra large would be too big?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, this is an extra large. Fits me just right. Large, extra large, whatever you got hanging in the closet, buddy. That's what I think.
I'm going to get you an extra large Tom Jones shirt.
Tom Jones.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
My wife will like that, buddy.
What size would fit her?
Oh,
she's going to wear it. I'll get it to fit her.
No, she probably like that. Medium for her. She's
medium. Wow, she's teeny. Okay.
Yeah, she's a little girl.
Yeah.
But since you brought it up, there's a picture in a collage in our bedroom. It's not like it's the only picture in a frame, but it's in a picture in a collage of pictures in there of Mama standing there, beautifully dressed in a blue dress, and she's kind of hiking up one leg of her skirt just a little bit and posing a little bit because she's off to see Tom Jones with her and her sisters, and she was all happy to get up there and see him that night.
This is probably 30, 40 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Every bit of it. Every bit of it.
Faster, he's 80 now.
Yeah. I'm not too sure
is he still performing?
Yeah.
I'm sure he is.
I'm going to see him in May, bro.
Sure.
Oh, no shit.
Those that can still do.
That's awesome.
I've seen Madeline Bell.
I'm not lying about this T-shirt. I'm going to send Uncle John a shirt. I didn't know he would prefer one or rather his wife have one.
You can send it. I got lots of shirts, baby. I got lots of them. So, you
can
send it to Mama. That would be cool.
Let's do something nice for her.
Yeah. She's received shirts, too, from people. She's from, oh, Lord, I have a Rolodex in my
medium should be no problem.
Yeah.
It's usually the fat boy shirts like me, the 3 XXXs, you can't find, man.
No.
Hang up. Unless you get there like 2 hours early, you might as well forget it.
Is that right? No,
And lines to merches at concerts are always a pain in the ass anyway. So it's like, Jesus.
Yeah, she was a Tom Jones fan. She was.
Yeah, well that's cool. Yeah, I got her covered, man. Hopefully.
She'll be
do everything I can.
I'll tell her about that when we
end
the show.
Cool.
Andy Paguda, I see you out there, buddy. Hey, feel free to call if you want. The lines are open,
I see Val Wood in the chat.
Val, how you doing, darling?
There's that Dennis guy.
That Dennis
the
Valdez
Dennis guy.
Oh,
There's that,
there he is.
there's
Yeah, I
that
see
Dennis
him.
guy,
I
you know,
see him.
being
Guilty.
a part of the community.
Yeah. We appreciate that.
Guilty as
Dennis.
charged.
Guilty
Hey, I
as
was going to
charged.
ask you, John.
Huh.
Did you see that video with AOC on the national emergency
Love her, man.
where she said, okay, he started off by saying, I do this, and he based his national emergency on of course, the brown people coming over, and then the opiate, emergency.
Right.
And she asked them how much has been spent on the opiate emergency, and they responded 67,000.
67.
67K.
That's it.
Like
That
what I own
is
my
it?
house. Like what I own my house. Is that it? I mean,
That's all they've allotted for the opiate emergency.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus
man.
Christ. I
Yeah.
did not know
See,
that.
we have our priorities in line, don't we?
Yeah, no.
Shit, I'd have been ashamed to even spit that number out.
Yeah, no shit.
Jesus Christ.
How much is golf trips for Donnie going at
They're
this
like
rate?
they're like $2 million a hit every time he goes down to Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, 2 million
Yeah.
a hit. So yeah, 67,000.
Yeah.
For one of the worst
Put things
crises
in
in American
perspective,
history.
baby.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you, his new budget says it all. They're trying to cut Social Security, Medicaid. They're cutting anywhere they can. Agricultural budget for food stamps and everything. He's cutting the social programs to get money for his wall. And that's disgusting.
Yeah, the WICS programs where they feed the children, all that, man. He's cutting it all.
Yeah. Donnie don't care. Donnie don't give a shit.
Man, he's just a deplorable human being.
Very.
Mm-hmm. I'm
He's
telling you, people.
deplorable.
We're going the wrong way with that military budget shit, though. We need a strong military, and it takes a good portion of our budget to do that. But it doesn't need to go into the $800 billion range shit. We have things in this country. We could use that money to take care of a whole lot of homeless veterans out here. If you want to be patriotic with that. But that military budget, is getting it's getting outrageous, baby. It's the biggest thing we spend money on.
The vets that are suffering from, PTSD and all kind of mental disorders, we just have them out in the streets just wandering around and aimlessly on cold nights where it's below zero. We ought to be fucking ashamed of ourselves.
We should be as a nation that these people have
shit, man.
are the ones that put it on the line for everybody, and you come home, and a lot of vets know it, and you come home and you blend in with everybody else. Y'all don't know how many veterans you're walking around when you go to the store, unless they're wearing a veteran's hat or something that points it out. Most of them aren't, though. So you never know how many you're walking around. And those people are everywhere in our society, and we owe every one of them.
And it doesn't take any time for them to get lost in either. I mean, no time at all.
No. All it takes is a discharge. You can get off the bus, and baby, that's it. You're on your own. Thankful there's some organizations that reach out nowadays and try to help vets when they come back home. When they ease into society, back into civilian
you
life.
mean the debriefing is where the debriefing? Well, it's like an 8-hour course, but
yeah.
I've had some friends that did many tours over in Afghanistan. They've only increased that to like 2 or 3 days. It's still a joke, John.
Yeah,
it's still a joke. I mean,
we could
to
do a
put
whole
somebody
lot
in combat, and this guy's like, Steve, I'm afraid to go down the road and look on the ceiling. He says, I don't know how I'm going to react.
Oh shit! It'll
Yeah, I can't blame him.
No, it's a reflex.
Travis?
Yeah, I see it, Dennis. If that's what you're going to talk about.
Yeah,
I don't see nothing, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't worry about it. Keep the show going. I'm fixing it right now.
I got a problem. Evidently, Travis is trying to decide whether to cut the red wire or the black wire, and let's hope we don't.
I see it.
But anyway, what else is going on? Let me see. Got everything covered here, Donnie. I was a fan of John. I never was a fan of John McCain. Ain't that some shit? It pains me, to see the death that the Republican Party is willing to go.
But just what a piece of shit. I mean,
I could spend the rest of the next hour on this show just repeating that, what a piece of crap he is, because that's how come I like to write sometimes, because I can put down on paper a lot more precisely exactly how I feel about this shit. But because when I try to talk about it, I get upset, I get emotional, and that's where "are you shitting me" comes from. It's just that guttural.
More people that I know than not are John McCain fans, but my gosh, he was still a war hero.
Dude,
you can't take
you have
that
to be
away,
a John
man.
McCain. Yeah. He says he's not a big fan of John McCain. Hey, I got news for you, Donnie. John McCain doesn't accept cowards in his fan club there, buddy. So you ain't got to worry about this shit.
Wonder what
I like what
Lindsey
Meghan
Graham
McCain said.
That,
That he obsesses over him. That he will always do it because he'll never rise to the level that John McCain had. He'll never be the man John McCain was, no matter how much he whines and cries and stomps his little feet and all that shit in various ways. He's an idiot.
And to top
He's a
it all
cheap,
off,
petty
the other day
little
was
man.
the anniversary of when John McCain was released from the Hanoi Open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Donnie was over there,
I remember watching it live in the day room in Okinawa.
I do as well,
Yeah.
Duncan. Not in Okinawa. I was home, but I remember it clearly.
Yeah.
How old were you then?
I've got a vivid memory, probably, 5, 6, 7 years old.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. That was in
Does that sound about right?
What was that, 75, I guess?
73.
73 when he got released.
I was 8.
Yeah, let me see. I was still in the PI. I was still in the Philippines at that time.
Yeah.
Well, I was just starting my 90-day TDY in Okinawa with the SR-71.
Ah. It's a temporary duty assignment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, those were the days, baby. That's when we look back on, of course, we all carry memories of news events that's happened all our lives. My first big event was when Kennedy was shot. That was the first, I have memories before that as far as some things are concerned, but I mean, when that happened, that was a national tragedy. That just stopped the world. So yeah, it really.
I was in the 7th grade, and we were just getting ready to go to lunch.
Right, I don't think I was
here in California.
Yeah. And
an announcement come over the PA system.
I was at Sam Houston Elementary School in Corpus Christi, Texas, and they sent us home. My dad was in the Navy, and like a lot of military families during those times, we had just come through the Cuban Missile Crisis and shit. A lot of us still remember the old duck and cover shit. That's.
I remember the MLK assassination from April of '68. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still remember that, man.
Yeah. Walk down memory lane, baby. Sometimes it ain't pretty.
Yeah.
That's how come
this riding my Honda S90. Came home. My mom was out watering the front yard.
Everything just went haywire, man.
She goes, Martin Luther King was just shot. And I went, whoa.
Yeah.
So there we gathered around the TV again to see what Walter had to say.
Well, he left a hell of a legacy, baby.
In Baltimore, my hometown, there was some serious rioting going on. There was a lot of pissed off people, man.
Well, yeah. Yeah, as well they should have been.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Riots happen all over the country.
The whole story of our country has been that struggle, though. That's I always say that our whole history is filled with one fight or another, always trying to bring justice and equal rights to everybody, the way the Constitution lays it out.
You know how Beto talked about Black Lives Matter today?
I didn't catch him today.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. And I heard him talk about restitution too, and that's an interesting subject.
No. He just talked about. Someone asked him about Black Lives Matter at Penn State, and he said it was just another phase of the civil rights movement of the '60s.
It's a constant struggle, and it always will be as long as we have
for civil rights. And then he goes into his spiel, about the lunch counter people, the people that Mississippi. He knows the history, and he goes into this spiel. You've heard it, John. I know you've heard it.
Oh yeah. Elizabeth Warren was down in Mississippi yesterday. She had her town hall down there yesterday, and talked about a lot of the same things, reparations. I noticed that when she was hit with that question about the Mississippi state flag, should they change the Mississippi? It was a quick answer: yes. That's it. And that sparked a little conversation between me and Mama.
It
pisses me off because it's on there anyway, because that is not the flag of the Confederacy. You got that they hold on to this crossbars, this stars and bars thing, this rebel flag. That was not the flag.
The devil's diaper.
Yeah, the devil's diaper, and everybody could shit in it for all I know. I give a crap. But they hold that up as the flag of the Confederacy. No, it wasn't. Go look at it. Go Google it. It doesn't look anything like that. That was a Tennessee battle flag. That's what that was. But my understanding, it was by a group that were particularly racist assholes, which who in that South wasn't, at that time. That's what
But if we're talking restitution, the Indians have a strong voice as anyone.
Anyone. And that could be in the form of a lot of things.
Yeah, but we gave them casinos.
We didn't give them shit.
And marched them off 5,000
They
miles.
figured out the law.
Yeah,
that's it. And there are still Native Americans that are just look at the last election when they was trying to keep them from voting because they didn't have a street address.
And I would love to right all these wrongs, Uncle John, but how do you start? And where do you find the money at to do all this?
I don't know the answer to that question. I know in my heart the only way I can make a difference is to make it very plain and clear what side of the fence I fall on. It's
you can say you're sorry, but words are hollow.
Yeah, no. Either you stand by the values that everybody teaches you, your religions teach you, and all that shit. Your fellow man. If you start putting asterisks on there about what color they are, what country they've come from, or what religion they believe in, or who they love, or what gender,
God. You could
it gets ridiculous
to death with all this.
I always say that all them guys and them white supremacists, I think they ought to have one of them ancestry, where it is, 23andMe, whatever it is, to test your DNA. Yeah. That's the requirement for joining one of these white supremacist gangs is that if you got to have a blood test like that. And let's see just what your friends think of you then. Because it's all, baby. We're a mixture, every one of us.
40 acres and a mule. Who's going to be able to do the math and come down with a fair, reasonable amount for everybody on the planet that is deserving of this? I mean, the logistics alone just blows your head off.
I don't know how that math would even attempt to be worked out, or what if that's even the right way to go. I noticed that some of the candidates in the races now are talking about that American citizens ought to get a check from the government every damn month just because they're American citizens and we get to share in the pie. And that's not such an outreach statement because in the state of Alaska they do that. If you're you're a native born Alaskan up there, you were born in Alaska, baby, you get a check because the state is awash in oil and gas, and it makes a lot of money, and they actually give that to the citizens. You're not going to get rich doing it. You get a little check there because that's your share.
They get it anywhere according to how much land they own. It's anywhere from like 2 to 5 large a year, which. It's not going to hurt you.
No. I can't remember who it was. Somebody thought that they had a $6,000 refundable tax credit for every American, and that would be payable $500 a month. As a benefit, as a refundable tax credit. And there's nothing wrong with that idea. And people are going to start screaming about, oh, well, that'll break the bank and we'll go broke and everybody wants money for them. Kiss my ass.
Shit, we can print our own money, John. That's all we ever do, man. Shit. Christ, we can print it till the ink is dry.
Yes.
I mean.
That's just taking money away from the rich, the 1%.
That's it. And I subscribe to that old thing. I don't understand this trickle-down shit. Give the money to the rich people, and they're going to make jobs. If you give that money to the poor man down here, the rich man's going to have it by the end of the day. And that's what I've always said. It's the poor man down there that needs the buck. He needs the money. You give him $5, baby, right. $500. He's going out shopping. He's going to go buy the things that they need for their house or groceries or whatever it is. If they get a big amount, they'll go buy a car. They drive the economy. The rich man will have that money by the end of the day, baby.
Already getting
4
or 5 million every 2
you go
minutes.
donate it to them every time you go to the store.
Corporate welfare.
That's what it is. Look how long we've heard stories of people that are on public assistance that have to go get a CHIPS card because they ain't got enough. They don't make enough after the bills and baby, I know what that means. I know what that feels like. Every month is a struggle here, baby.
Donnie's trying to do away with the CHIPS card.
Yeah. Well, if he has his way, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and go get your own groceries. Kiss my ass, you.
What if you don't have any boots?
Up to, yeah, if you ain't got no boots, baby. But they don't look at it that way. They look at any social program as just they want to take. The biggest takers in this world are those wealthy people that take and take and take all they can, baby. Their bank accounts are fat. Me and Mom was just watching TV the other day, and I think it was 60 Minutes, and they had a story about Monaco, richest little country in the world, baby. It's only a couple of square miles large, big. And, it's where the wealthy go. It's no taxes. Live the good life, champagne on every corner. We don't have that, baby.
Like we all live.
We got a barbecue out back with our buddies in a 6-pack of beer if you're lucky. That's what we got. But I don't want to go to Monaco. I don't want to. I have no desire to be that filthy rich. I'd like to be able to have.
We just gotta stick together. We'll win.
There was a study one time that said the amount of money it would take to live in our society, comfortable, not wealthy, just subside, pay your bills, your groceries, be able to have enough to go out every once in a while.
$5,000 a month.
That's $75,000 a year. That's the line that they say. That's if you have that much. If you make $75,000 a year, you can live. Without
what's that
work.
A week, John?
$75,000. Are you shitting me? I don't make a third of that.
Divided by 52.
Yeah. That's I ain't making that.
It's about $1,500 a month.
I don't know. I don't know anybody that's.
No,
it can't be that. It's like $15,000 a month, I guess maybe. I don't know. Somebody do the math on that. $75,000 a year.
I got $1,400, and then let's see. Let's do the rough math. 1,400
into 75,000
times 52. That's 72.8. So that's pretty close, man.
Yeah. If we all had that, we'd all be nice and comfortable, and you could afford to have a vacation somewhere. But most of the people ain't making that.
And I tell you what,
a lot of us are down here at that $20,000 range.
Even if you saw that, you would not live like a king.
No.
I tell you what, no.
I struggle. I tell people all the time, I'm
$500 a month.
I'm a countrywide survivor so far.
Car payments,
I battle every month to keep this house.
Yep.
I'm down to $45,000 on this house. It's all I got. But it's a struggle hanging on to it, baby. It's the first thing that I make a payment on. We might not have groceries, baby. We're going to make that house payment. And then the next thing that pops up is you got to have electricity, you got to have that. You know,
or a hot water heater or some bullshit or some nonsense.
And more than likely, the thing that gets pushed down on the list is groceries, baby. You know, after you get done paying all the bills, and then you look and say, well, we got to go to the store, and you ain't got no cash. Well, shit, you're up a creek, buddy. You know, you got to pull something out of your butt, which I'm real good at doing.
And it's like that Congressman Sam Johnson wants to cut Medicare, Social Security, and
Monica
retirement raise. And this motherfucker is
Monica Byrnes just said that her daughter pays $1,600 a month for a one-bedroom apartment in San Diego. $1,600 a month for a one-bedroom. You know, how much money you got to make a month to be able to do that? You know, that's a burden on people. You know, California, y'all have a high cost of living out there anyway compared to a lot of other places, but
Washington State, John, is off the scale.
It's everywhere, even in this. You know,
it all depends on where you live.
Yeah.
There's some places in California, like where I live, the property values aren't that much.
Yeah. We're out in the land of Amazon and Microsoft, so housing.
Nice.
Yeah, housing is a premium.
Nice. So you're in Silicon Valley, friend?
No,
Am I hearing you right? Or
Seattle.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Seattle. Always
There's
want to go there.
There's some houses in the Bay Area here that are burnt down. They're getting close to $1 million because they're close to the Google and the Silicon Valley, and it's burnt down, run down, 900 square foot house.
Boy,
ridiculous.
I bought the money pit. That's what I bought.
A Blue Dot in California donated $5. Love your show, he writes.
Oh.
And Chuckster 255, maybe that's his alias.
Chuckster 255, buddy. We appreciate that very much. A Blue Dot out in California. There's lots of Blue Dots out. There are Blue Dots all over the place, baby. It's you know, even in those red states, got them everywhere, and we're gaining every day. Not necessarily on this. On my, you know, we're gaining on my show, but this blue wave is gonna rise up larger, I believe, in 2020, because the more we go down this road of finding out just exactly what a scumbag, con man, thief he is, you know, the more people are going to turn their back on him. They have to. If they have any dignity left in their
West Virginia Appalachians, Georgia mountains, you got it all, brother. You got it all, man. You've done good, Uncle John. I'm proud of you, man.
I'm really hanging on by thumbnail, baby.
Really quick.
Every day, like a lot of them.
Really quick. Sir. Tim, thank you so much. He donated $30.
Wow.
I want to do my best to help you grow and strengthen this Blue Dot family. Thank you so very much.
Appreciate that, Tim. And that's, you know, I encourage so many people to reach out and talk to each other down there in the chat and everything, and make a connection. This family does keep growing.
This is really a great group of people, man.
It is, and
it really is.
But it's not just here. We find that over in the Horn family too, with Bob Kincaid over there.
Yeah,
you know, it's the same type. It's you know, I spoke on this on Bob's show. It's in my opinion important for a voice like Bob and mine, and Richard, and Joe, and all of us out here that are out here in the country, or in the city, and not part of the elite. You know, you know,
well, we're all very fortunate, you know, but to be able to have each other to converse with during these difficult times, you know.
But we have to work as a family, baby. And I'm not talking about the Blue Dot family. I'm talking about this blue wave, the Democrats. We have to come together and vote for one candidate. And you know, I said something the other day about don't tell me what you hate about somebody else's candidate. Tell me what you like about yours. You know, you know, if you like one of the candidates, preach their message, baby, and try to get somebody over into your camp. That's how this works. I just hate seeing when people start taking snipe at each other out there. You know, we don't need to do that. The Republicans will do that.
We don't need to circle around and shoot at each other.
No circular firing squads, baby. We don't need that shit. You know, that's what we have to do, and we have to do that by listening to all of our candidates. They're going to have debates. You know, we're going to see a lot of these town halls. I think there was one tonight. Somebody had a town hall tonight. Looper. I can't remember that guy's name.
I can't either. Sorry, I'm finally getting back in here. Really quick, before we go any further, there's something...
Hickenlooper, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Really quick, there's something I want to address to the chat tonight. Really quick, I'm going to take 2 minutes of Dad's time just to state something. Something was brought to my attention a second ago that we haven't been able to post the link, or at least we've had... Okay, so we have two people on the show currently. For those who don't know, the wonderful Dennis and Sparky, who have been active in the chat alongside Jen Morgan and Eufin, who are moderators on YouTube. They have been the ones who've held the key to the Skype call. I have been assuming this entire time that the links have been able to go out on YouTube, and it turns out that I guess their links are not getting posted. And it was brought to my attention by Jen that you have to be a moderator to do that. That makes plenty of sense. I completely forgot because, again, our little chat window, I see their comments, and I'm not being able to see that the comments are being withdrawn. So for that, I do apologize. We're going to get that fixed. I tried to fix that a second ago to make Sparky and Dennis moderators, but right now the internet is just too slow because we are live. And someone brought up a comment earlier saying that this was getting slightly personal, and I just want to make just one thing clear. I can't read every comment. Dad, where's the comments? They're in front of you.
They're over here.
They're in front of you.
If they start moving.
And they get really convoluted.
If I try to focus in on one comment and it's moving,
it's normally gone.
I'm blind.
Trust me, there's I'm not going to get to everything. It's nothing personal. We're going to try to make this better. So I think we got it settled for the night. Jen Morgan is posting the link, and before long you'll see Sparky and Dennis in the YouTube chat. They'll be able to post links on Thursday because I'm going to fix this tonight. I just couldn't fix it right away. So on that note, no, I'm not ignoring anybody. I would never ignore anybody. Doing a good job. Well, no. I appreciate that. I'm just making it clear because also there's, let's make sure we direct it at the right people.
Hey, there's Donna Sturdivant.
Hey, Donna.
She lives in Maryland.
Maryland?
Yeah.
Maryland. It's nice up there. But anyway, I just want to make sure that everything's settled here. We're doing our best here. I'm juggling the mixer, the Skype.
Don't worry. Go ahead and insult him if you want.
Yeah, no. Okay, yeah, no. Let's listen to the Blue Dot. You can insult me all you want. So
I'm going to check out and let someone else come in.
But anyway, so on that note, I'm going to bring the Skype chat back. I just wanted to kind of clear the air there that I'm trying to fix the issue, and I'm glad and I'm thankful that Jen Morgan has brought that up and
this is
brought
a
it
work
to my
in
attention.
progress. We're still trying to perfect this because we want to get as many voices in here as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the point of the show.
Yeah.
I wish I knew about it sooner. Otherwise, I would have fixed this before it happened.
Need to get some more ladies' voices in here too.
Yes, we do. So anyway, on that note, I am going to bring the Skype chat back in. I just wanted to take 2 minutes of everybody's time to apologize, and we are going to fix this issue. So on that moment, I love everybody, and let's get back to the conversation.
What was we talking about?
I have no idea.
I was so rudely interrupted.
Oh, we got feedback in the chat somewhere.
Feedback.
Absolutely. I heard that.
No idea whose feedback that is. If anybody's listening to us on speaker, can you please move away from the speaker or turn it on mute because you are live with us tonight. And it's getting into the stream.
Somebody's got the hot mic.
Yeah, somebody's got their mic open. That's all right. We'll just talk louder. That's what. No, but we want this program to be where everybody can get in that we can. It was mentioned before that we had so many people in here at one time that people were talking over each other. So it's a juggling act because we do want everybody on here. I want to make a panel at least coming up pretty soon with Richard Anderson and Randy Kervin, Joe Riddle, those that are using their voice in their own way. I want to get a panel of them together and give them the opportunity to
absolutely
express their views.
I would love to have Eva Adams on. Watching that rant she did was that's what I gotta say. I really enjoy listening to people who know the issues.
Yes, and
because it is very easy to say fuck Trump. It's really easy to say fuck Republicans. But knowing your shit, it is really easy. Yeah. But knowing your shit and having,
I like the way she capped it up at the end. When she was telling, if you want to get don't get in an argument with them, just use facts against them. And
and that's my philosophy.
That's the facts is what really pissed them off. And I think one of the things that she used an example of was on the abortion issue, and pointing out the fact that because of Planned Parenthood and other liberal left social programs, the abortion rate is down, lower than it's ever been. They try to make it out like that the Democrats are baby killers and we're all just wanting to rip a child from the womb and all that crap. And it's just disgusting what they do, the way they talk about it. But it is organizations like Planned Parenthood that bring the abortion rate down by doing exactly that, planning a parent, planning a child, and helping with women's issues and whatnot in their health. And the right just uses that issue to demonize us as much as they can. Now they're going on the socialist kick now that we're all socialist communists, and they don't even know what those words mean. But I like the way that she ended the show with recommending that you get the facts, and if you're getting an argument with one of these people, whip out the facts on them. They really pisses them off. So, but
because they don't have.
She's in Germany though, so kind of a middle of the night thing over there right now.
Yeah, we would have to start an earlier show, but we're planning to do more live streams, so we're gonna have an earlier show.
We're talking about on Sundays maybe going live earlier. That way, people out on the East Coast, because we start here at 8, and then at about 9 o'clock out there, by 10 they're ready to go to bed, so they miss out some. But we're thinking about going on Sundays a little earlier so we could catch more people and have more family discussion. But Taryn, don't worry about nothing. You didn't insult nobody. We're making light of it, sweetie.
Yeah, for real. No, there's no insulting. It was just more like, I'm hoping that we didn't insult anybody.
No, Travis. One thing y'all have to know about Travis, and I am so lucky to have a child like this, I'm telling you. I don't have to worry about when my kids go anywhere. I don't have to worry about anything. They don't drink. They don't do drugs. They obey the law. And
we don't get to partake in those conversations you guys have all the time about your smoking and your drinking.
Yeah.
We're the odd ones out. So thanks for making me feel like a loser.
No, I'm very proud of them. It's just they obey the law, and it just makes Travis has always been concerned that everybody is involved. You know where I think that came from? When you was young, when you were in elementary school, you went to a class on mediation.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was a peer mediator.
Peer mediator. That's why they selected him as a peer mediator, when two kids out on the...
But is that really an achievement, though?
Well, no, but I guess.
Well, I mean, I don't know, because I look at it now in new light. It's like, I remember here's a funny story. I remember the time you and I went fishing somewhere, and I got a trophy. And I was like, wow, I got a trophy. And now it's like, oh, wait, everybody got the trophy. So it's like, wait a minute. What kind of shit is this? Oh, they were just trying to make us all feel special.
Well, it was one of those community things. And every kid that caught a fish got a trophy. So it was a stock tank. What the hell did you think? You was going to catch a fish, baby. I guaranteed you was going to catch a fish.
In that regard, I was a kid. You just took me somewhere and we went fishing. That's all I remember. But anyway, my point with that is, like the peer mediator thing. It's like, well, shit, I don't know. Did they just assign everybody a job?
I think it was, even at that young age, it was nice for you to learn that that everybody gets a voice and it's important in our society and shit. I don't know. It's kind of corny. I just thought it was neat.
It seems like a survival skill to me,
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
If you don't mediate, what's next? Well, you start throwing fists or missiles or some other shit. So that's it works at school. It works on the grand international scale.
Hey, John. This is Chris. I just read this thing on Facebook here. Manhattan DA reportedly dropped felony fraud charges against the Trump kids after donation from Trump's lawyer. Ain't that bullshit?
Now, say that he dropped who dropped charges?
Felony fraud case against Trump kids after donation from a Trump lawyer.
That they're being charged with fraud?
No, they're being dropped. The charges of fraud are being dropped against them.
Huh. Why?
Bullshit.
Ain't that some shit?
They ain't a soul knows that whole family is nothing but a bunch of thieves and con men. You know, their charity, they squandered, and you know,
bribery, man, grease the wheels and get out of it.
You know, I think there's going to be a lot of charges. I think that are going to come to the Trump children because they run in the organization, and you can't convince me. I don't give a shit what you say that the Trump organization is on the up and up. You know. I just don't believe that. I think he's been getting money from Russia through selling condos and everything for decades. You know, and I think it's going to come out. You know, through the investigations into his money, where we just reported that Deutsche Bank gave him $2 billion in loans.
That's an old story.
When nobody else would. You know, that's the kind of shit that's going to come out. Where'd that money come from? You know, where did Deutsche Bank get the motivation to do such? You know,
because Donnie inflated his finances and saying he was made more money than he actually had.
Are you insinuating the president of the United States might be a liar?
Are you insinuating he ever tells the truth?
No.
About anything?
I would not. No, that man doesn't. That man doesn't tell the truth about.
I wouldn't ask him if the fucking sun was out.
No, he'd say no.
No, he would just look right at it.
Only if he
Did anybody remember that?
The only reason it comes out, he thinks, is because he looked out. It's only there because I looked.
No. Like Don't you remember during the eclipse? He looked right at it without the glasses.
Yeah, right after they told him don't look without glasses.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what to do. There you go.
My God, that feels like forever ago. He ain't out yet. God damn it.
I know it. It's taken forever for the Mueller report. But I don't know. You know, I'm not hanging my hat on the Mueller report. I'm hanging my hat on the Southern District of New York. That's where, that's where I think a lot of this shit's going to come from. The criminal charges against the Trump family. That's what
Lynn Ray, thanks for subscribing. We appreciate it.
I appreciate that. I see my donkey's head just pop right up there.
See, like when you subscribe, not only does it tell YouTube that people are watching us, but it gives Dad the chance to see his Jenny.
That's right.
So
anytime I see my donkey's face up there, I just love it. She's my sweetie. She's outside today.
So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already.
Yeah, so you can see my donkey's face.
Trump's taken $2 billion in loans from Deutsche Bank, which is one of the crookedest banks in the whole world.
Well,
if you want to launder money, that's where you fucking go. Deutsche Bank. Donald Trump is a money launderer. He takes that money from that bank and it just disappears.
Yeah. Here's the little story that I get interested in with Deutsche Bank. And that has to do with who worked at Deutsche Bank and who was the person that was giving Donnie those loans. And as I understand it, it was the son of Justice Kennedy, who recently retired. And that sets that little scenario up in my head because, as we talked about it back during when it happened, Kennedy did not plan on his retirement. Kennedy had already picked his staff, his new interns and shit. He wasn't planning on retiring. And then all of a sudden, boom, he retires and we get Kavanaugh. And I think I believe it's because of the Deutsche Bank thing that Kennedy's son worked for Deutsche Bank. And when all this shit comes out, it would look mighty bad if that case ended up in front of the Supreme Court and Kennedy would have to recuse himself from it because his son is involved in it now. I don't know how much of all that, I don't, can't pull up the story.
The whole thing stinks.
Yeah, the whole thing stinks. When Kennedy retired, all of a sudden, and that story broke that his son was working for Deutsche Bank and may have been involved in the loans to Donnie. It doesn't take much to smell the skunk, It smacks of what are you saying?
There's never been anything. What can even Nixon And Nixon was fucking crazy. He was a paranoid schizophrenic.
Yep.
And even he wasn't this corrupt.
No.
This is unprecedented.
The only thing different then than now is, at that time at least, we had Republicans in the Senate that ultimately, after a long push and after the tapes came out and after all that shit, they turned on him. And that's what we have to do in our House. The Republican senators are the key to this. And when these crimes start getting exposed and all the shit comes out and it's proven and there's evidence and everything else that you have to provide to convince people that he's a crook, well, they're going to have to be forced to turn against him. Or just admit they're ready to Zig Heil it right in there. You know, you wonder, that lady that stood up and says if she was ready for a dictator, she wanted to be a Trump. You want to know how Hitler, mobilized the German people to follow him? That's how. By convincing them that he was their sole savior, that only he could, save the German people. And that's what Donnie's out here trying to convince these people, that he's the only one that could do it. President for life or all that shit. Nationalism. It's the same damn thing that right out of Mein Kampf, baby. I do. I see the correlation between the rise of Hitler and these people that are behind Trump. I see the correlation there. And think about the I don't want to tread on, but the way I look at history, the Germans brought us the Holocaust against the Jewish people. You think all these white nationalists in this country, those neo-Nazis marching in Charlottesville, you think they like the Jews? No, they don't. And Donnie's out there calling our party the anti-Semitic party, the anti-Jewish party. You better look a little closer. Because those people are hanging out over there on the right with the neo-Nazis, the white supremacists, and all those other cockroaches on that side. That's who those people are. They're not on our side.
Think about it this way, though. He knows what he's doing.
Yes, he
because
does.
You got to look at it this way. They don't care about the facts. It's like the moment that I saw someone wearing a shirt that said, "I'd rather be a Russian than a Democrat."
Yeah.
Which, it's like already they've let go of their values, right? Or they're so blinded by this Trump train that they're on.
Yeah.
And
they would just as soon sell out this country and follow him than anything else.
Yeah, and at that point, logic doesn't matter.
No.
So, like, for example, they forget the comment, like, there was good people on both sides in Charlottesville. People forget about that, but the moment he says something about, we're the most anti-Semitic party ever, well, that's all they hear. They're not going to check anything because they don't bother looking up the facts, and that's dangerous.
They don't. Fox News will switch to a car chase or something, Look, shiny object. Don't look. Did anybody hear about Donna Brazile going on Fox?
What the fuck?
What the fuck is that? What? Are you shitting me? I mean, it's good, baby. Because I know Donna Brazile. She was the head of the DNC one time. She's not going over to that side. But I think if that's true, I think it shows you just how desperate Fox News is going to get, because their ratings, they're high amongst the cockroaches, but not in the mainstream America. Not never. They're a dying breed, just like the Republican Party is. As long as they hang their hat on Donnie Trump, the Republican Party is going to go down the tubes. At Fox News, Rupert Murdoch, whatever his name is, he'll piss up a rope. They're going to lose their brand, baby. They're going to lose money, advertisers. Leaving no.
Brazil has some personal issues she'd like to take on.
What's that?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Personal issues?
I said I think that Donna Brazile has some personal issues to run over with the Democratic Party, and being on Fox News is an excellent place to do it.
Yeah. Maybe I'm not getting what you're saying. Wait a minute. Back that up. I want to make sure I get it right. What are you saying? That she has something to take out with them? I think it's a good thing that she's going to go on there. You know, I think it exposes them to the truth. Because I don't think she's going to go over there and sell bullshit.
Hang on. I think what happened was our internet connection was going crap.
Because I lose sound every few minutes. It sounds like it just goes dead here every few minutes.
Yeah, no, hang on. Chad, hang on really quick. By the way, to Marg Gottwald? Marge, duh. See, I'm sorry. Jesus. Anyway, Marge, thank you for subscribing. We really appreciate it. Sorry for butchering your name. I didn't get enough sleep last night. I can't even read the chat. See what I mean? Look how far this is.
Need to turn that, I guess, so you can see it more.
No, because you got to read the chat. Then people wanted to talk to you.
I see Monica out there. Joy.
Oh, wait, I think I hear noise again. I think we're back on Skype.
See,
can everybody hear us?
Yes.
Okay, good deal.
I hear you fine.
Okay. See, there for a few minutes, it sounds like I go.
Yeah.
I hear you, too.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal.
Well, there you go, baby. Randy Curvins. Yes, you got that from Bill Maher. I love that guy. I never miss Bill Maher. Comes on every Friday. I always tune into him. So, I liked his, he had a comment, you know, he does his last word, whatever it is. When he was talking about the center of the country.
Oh, I missed this one, so I didn't get to catch it.
Amazon ought to build their facility in Nebraska. It's a good idea. You know, center of the country, ship every which way. Could bring a little prosperity to the center of the country. That's what he was talking about. Anyway, I just thought it was a good one. Leanne Scott, how you doing, darling? He's been fishing. Oh, he's been fishing for a job with his book and all. You see there, you throw the word fishing up there, and I see that. I say, oh, fishing. Somebody's talking about fishing. I'll key in on that, baby. Anytime. I need to do some fishing. I need to get the kayak out and go down the river a little bit. So.
Fish hunting.
Fish hunting. There you go. Go fishing. Hope the fish don't bother you. I love my ride down the kayak and my kayak ride down the river. Either way I go, I run out of people real quick. So. See the deer and everything in the birds alongside. I like to paddle upriver as much as I can because I'm fighting the current, and then get to a certain point and then just put the paddle in the boat and just let it bring me back home. So, sneak up on everything around the corner. What's that? But Christi was also hired in top offices for ABC. Whoopi was talking about it on The View today. I didn't know that Christie's going to work for ABC. Well, maybe there'll be some cross conversation going on over here. I'm not a big
some counterpoint.
Yeah, point counter. Yeah. Well, we need to get back to that. You know, there used to be a time, not that long ago, when we could talk to Republicans, but like I keep saying, I don't think there are any more Republicans left. There's Trumpers. There's the Trump Party, when I don't think there's a GOP anymore. They've sold out, baby. I can't read that. I also need to work on that. Either that or I need to get glasses. I need to go.
Well, it's moving so fast, so it's like, you know, because we've had.
Donna Stardabont. Shame on you, girl. Bill Maher is my fantasy lover.
Oh. I was like, what?
Ree Warden. While world leaders spent the weekend visiting mosques and denouncing white supremacy, racism, and Islamophobia, Trump spent the weekend tweeting 50-plus times defending an Islamophobic Fox TV personality whose show was just taken off the air, attacking the late Senator John McCain, fear-mongering about the immigrants. What's wrong with this man? He's an embarrassment and disgrace to our nation. Pathetic. Thank you, Ree. It kind of sums it up all right there.
Very much so.
You know, we appreciate that comment, darling. I got that one. He paused it. Hold on to it. Don't let it move while I was reading.
Yeah.
You know, it's so. If we can see it, they can see it. They just turn a blind eye to it. You know, I don't. You know, none of us can really understand how this got so out of hand with an idiot that shouldn't have been in there to begin with. And I always repeat my belief that it stems from a hatred of Obama.
It does, and it was fueled by the John Birch Society founding Koch brothers, billionaires who poured millions and millions and millions of dollars into the Tea Party, fomenting hate under Obama, keeping that at like a low boil.
The Tea Party, baby. That hatred is what elected Donald Trump. It wasn't because he's got the answers and he's a great man and all that bullshit. No, they keyed in on their hate. And they carried that hate over from Obama into Hillary.
They were looking for a leader.
That's it. And what they got, that skunk, who is selling us out to Russia, baby. That's what I believe, if he has his way. Putin has his buddy as far as I'm concerned. Sad mess we're in, baby. But
but I want to see that Democrat that's going to be opposing him standing tall.
I want to see somebody. I want them out there with pride, baby.
Yes.
Because we need to take that. We need to be very proud of everyone on our side.
Yeah, it seems to me that a bloodbath.
Yeah.
But it seems to me that all of the candidates, such as they are, I think all of them are smarter than Donald Trump. And Trump's weakness is his strength, right? The fact that he's so erratic and unpredictable and narcissistic. I mean, these guys are going to figure him out. They're just going to tear him a new asshole.
Except for the minions, the cockroaches. You're not going to be able to change their mind. It's the other ones.
That's a foregone conclusion, though.
Yeah.
How long do you think Kellyanne Conway's marriage is
going to last? Jeez, I'm surprised it's lasting this long. George Conway.
Is her husband blind?
I don't know. He might be deaf.
Yeah, I was about to say deaf for sure.
Yeah, because...
what do you talk about it now?
Yeah, what do you say? It's sad.
He watches the news and says, "I saw your story."
Now she has to know that he's right. She's there with him. It's the money thing with her. Before she went to work for Donnie, when she was on the campaign for Ted Cruz, she couldn't say enough bad shit about Donnie. And all of a sudden, Ted Cruz capitulated and kissed Donnie's ass. And next thing you know, she's up there crawling up Donnie's butt, and that's where she parked herself. She crawled up there, licked as much as she can, and proved to him, baby, I'll stand by you no matter what. I'll lie. Y'all see that meme somebody put out with Chris Como, and it had a little yapping dog next to it?
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was funny. That's about the way it is. Yeah. She gets on there and tries to talk so fast. Now, Christopher, blah, 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 and she'll just keep that mouth running. And
I think she's doing meth.
Yeah, I think so, man. She's ripping it, ain't she? She's got problems, man, but I'm telling you, I don't know how that marriage is surviving. Because she knows, you got to know that she knows he's right. That's her husband. I swear, it's just a money thing. You take away the money, she'd drop his ass in a heartbeat.
Yeah. How about Thanksgiving dinner at their house?
Yeah, really. Bring over the family. Let's have a discussion.
I think me and Mama were having a chat, like just hypothetical conversation, but what if she's been the leaker? You know what I mean? Like maybe that's how their marriage is working. Is she's just trying to be the most outrageous character she can possibly
she's the one
be.
That authored that op-ed. I don't.
And what's funny is, like, I told Mom, it was like, if that turned out to be true, I still think it would make sense, but I would still be kind of pissed because her character, if it was the case, holy shit, did her character piss me off enough to
put my loyalties in that woman for anything.
No.
Like I said, she showed it's about the money. She jumped from Ted Cruz to Donnie, and just like Ted Cruz did. Yeah. From doing everything in your power to go to lick at his ass, and that's what Ted Cruz did, and that's what she did. And that's what Ted Cruz is still doing. Yeah. Kissing up on Donnie's butt. Ted's trying to grow a beard, trying to go incognito so somebody doesn't recognize him as Ted Cruz. I don't blame him. If I looked like Ted Cruz, I'd try to grow a beard and hide my face too. Down here in Texas. He won by 3 points. That ain't much. And a lot of what hurt Texas is I've said it before, Texas is a non-voting state. We have a lot of people that don't vote because they're convinced Texas is red. Yeah, we did.
That applies to every state.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people got woke after,
Did you notice after Beto announced, within 24 hours, there were already propaganda articles in anti-Beto?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Like every other candidate, I haven't seen anything. But
I've been seeing a lot of it, and not all of it is coming from the right. Some of it's coming from people that support a different candidate on our side, and that's what I feel is just unnecessary. You don't need to do that shit. Don't give them ammunition.
Yeah, the friendly fire is coming from the people talking about his voting record when he was congressman.
Well,
yeah, what about Trump's voting record? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, really, no shit.
What voting record? That man never voted in his life.
Yeah, there was no board of directors. So what the hell's he know about that?
Donnie didn't give a shit about this country until he figured out he could make a dime off of it. Yeah. He never gave anything to this country. He never believed in this country except for steal and make money. That's it. He comes out
take.
Yeah. That's how come when he comes out and hugs the flag, I really want to I just want to slap him. It just disgusts me when he comes out and does that. And some of his little right minions over there, look at him. Donnie loves America. No, he doesn't. He's rubbing his pecker on it. He's cheated
Donnie
this
loves
country.
Donnie.
He did the same thing to the pride flag, and that was just like fucking disgusting.
Topic I wanted to hit on real quick while it's still in my mind.
Look at his hung like a gerbil.
What's that, Dennis?
Betsy DeVos wants to kill the debt forgiveness for student loans.
Oh, yeah?
And they want to garnish wages.
There you go. They'll take the money. And they do.
They already do.
They do.
They
Travis's
already do.
girlfriend knows well.
Yeah. Yeah, we get
called winning.
That's what's so sad. You're asking these kids to you're telling them you have to get an education, you have to get a degree to make it in life. And oh, by the way, here's $150,000 that you're going to pay interest on for the rest of your freaking life.
Just trying to get that education.
Yeah.
It's like buying a house you can't live in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to pay for it forever, and that's the one they don't forgive. That's student debt. And it's
that steamed me pretty bad.
Yeah. And this is what pisses me off is that money is guaranteed by the federal government. That's how come the loans are made, because they're guaranteed. But the people that make the loan, I'm losing my thought. I had this written down somewhere. The ones that make the interest, the banks that make the loans, they're the ones that making the money. And it's almost like a scam that you're using government money to make interest money. You know what I mean? It's just another way for the rich to get fucking richer, I swear. But I'm all for that college education in community colleges. I like that idea because we pay for those colleges with your taxes anyway. We're already paying for them. You pay them with your property taxes every time you pay. You're paying for your school district.
Check this out. Here in San Antonio, for next year, they're voting on on legislation to make community colleges free for graduating seniors.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
And I have two graduating seniors, so I'm particularly happy about that.
Make a big difference, I'm telling you. And to take that burden away from families and students, would be a hell of a thing,
Just at least the first 2 years. I mean,
that's
a big dent.
It is. It really is.
Instead of giving big tax cuts to trillionaires, that's where we need to be putting our money. If you say the kids, the future belongs to them, and you have to be prepared for it and all that, and we really have to support our kids into the future, well, that's the way you do it. If you say the education is that important, treat it like it is. It's the same way with our military. If you say they're that important, pay them like they are. Pay our teachers like they are.
Well, they don't want to do that because they want to keep the general public dumb so they don't catch on to the scams.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's why they don't give education and teachers money. It's like banning books.
Hey, it's that whole saying: if you keep them poor and hungry, they need a job and they'll work for nothing. You know, and I've seen that a lot in this country. You know, if you keep them poor and hungry, baby, they need a job. They're going to work, you know, at places where they have to.
Well, oh man, that brings
they
a
rely
whole
on
thing,
the class
man.
system. You know, if everybody moves up, there's twice as much trash and nobody to take it out.
What are we going to do when 40% of the jobs are going to be automated?
Yeah.
We have automated trucking.
Yeah, that's coming.
Warehouses.
Yeah.
Shit in my stomach. It's still on.
Hope nobody took a tumble there.
Yeah, I heard someone's got a hot mic.
Yeah, I'm telling you that would be a game changer. And why shouldn't we pursue things like that? People say, well, you can't be reaching for the stars. The hell we can't. That's how we got to the moon, baby. You know, that's how we got the EPA. That's how we got everything else that we had that they're trying to destroy now. Was because we reached for it.
Privatize it.
Oh yeah. Well, they can make money at it, baby. That's what they'll do. You know, it's all about the money. With everything. You know, our health care. It's not health care, it's profit care. That's what we have. Look at how much you're paying for prescriptions in this country versus anywhere else. You know, those are the things that matter. Dude, I showed you the receipt.
Did I show you the receipt?
What's that?
$1,500 for insulin.
Ain't that sad?
For
now,
90
that's
days.
A life-saving drug. That's a matter of life and death for people.
That is correct.
And you can't survive on that. You can't push to market that. You know, capitalism is great until it costs you your life. The free market is not the place.
Me off.
The healthcare system is not the place for the free market. Well, how much money you got? How bad do you want to live? You know, if you got the money, well, we'll hook you up, baby. Is that any different than the guy on the street selling heroin to you? You know, if you got the money, buddy, I'll sell you a little insulin. You know, whatever drug it is that you need to save your life. How much money you got? How much can I make off of you? That's bullshit. You know, and they keep talking about every which way they can about, oh, we can't afford that. Bullshit. Every other civilized nation around the world does it. And we have politicians spend all their time convincing us that we can't do that. Oh, it would go crazy. You wouldn't get good service. Are you shitting me? Is the doctor going to get dumber? Is he not going to know how to, you know, the doctors won't work for that. Bullshit. Because it all wouldn't disappear. If you have the money, there's always going to be some doctor that would, you know, do your shit up if you got $10 million or whatever. There'll always be that. But I just, you know.
John, that pisses me off because I'm a diabetic too, and I rely on insulin. And I can't believe it. You know, I call that Humira for the Medicare thing.
Uh-huh.
And the insulin I have, they don't cover it. I said, why the hell not? And the kind they do carry, it would cost me $3,700 a month for my 9 bottles that I need.
Who has that kind of money?
I'm on fucking disability, and that's more than twice as much as I get. What the hell am I going to do? What am I going to do?
That's,
choose to live, or
there ain't nothing that'll piss people off in the healthcare system in our country. Nothing should piss you off more, because it's a rigged system. For me, you know, they were so concerned about the individual mandate, you know, where everybody had to buy insurance. It makes the pool bigger, where the more money in there. This whole idea of insurance, private insurance companies, you're paying your money in to a private company who has to have, you know, everybody in that company, from the CEO who makes hundreds of millions of dollars a year right down to the secretary. Everybody's got to be paid. That pay comes from the profits of the company. Everything that you do through an insurance company, you're paying, and then you're going to let them decide whether or not they'll spend their money on you, whether they'll cover your disease or your problem or your injury. There's no guarantee on that shit. It's up to them.
Condition.
You know,
pre-existing condition. That's bullshit. I went over a year without having some kind of insurance. I lost my eye to diabetic retinopathy because I didn't have it. Insurance, you know, they go get the eye exam and all that, you know, and it's bullshit. It's bullshit. It boils my blood.
It is.
So no chance. This
No,
really gets me.
it should anybody that's in that position. I'm having to send Travis because all of a sudden I hear all my dogs howling and my donkey outside going nuts. So we're very attuned to that. When my donkey gets going and the dog starts going, because we had a pack of dogs from down the street get into my donkey pen about a year or so ago, and it tore Jenny up. Well, more than a year now, but severely injured Jenny and killed one of our goats. And so when she goes to baying, baby, I'm going to send somebody, or I'm going to get up and run out there myself. I got to go make sure that she's okay. It took us a long time to heal her from her wounds, and she is my sweetie. So when she goes to hollering, I treat her just like my wife. My wife hollers, "I'm coming, baby." So Travis had to leave the room to go make sure my donkey was okay, and I'll be nervous until he comes back. It was a very bad event. Anybody that's been through anything like that is.
I can hear her feeling.
Could y'all hear her?
I hear her.
She gets, I'm telling you, man. You hear that at 3 o'clock in the morning. Everybody around here must. That's my two sons. We're having it because they met each other at 4 o'clock in the morning. They both got up to go see if she was okay when she went to baying. So it made me feel good that both my kids had got up to go out there and check on her. But I'm sure everything's all right. The dogs also do that when I come home. If I leave, I got 4 dogs that stand out here on the porch and start howling. And then if they start howling, the donkey starts going. And I've got a whole bunch of noise going on there until I get out of my truck and come up the stairs. Not, I could sit out there and tell them stop it all day long. They're not going to stop it until I get up the stairs and come in the door. And then they'll stop baying and come back inside and all that stuff. So we have a happy little family here, and they miss me when I'm gone. But anyway, yes, for those of you that heard that was my Jenny, and she is very loud. So, and she's under the house right now because we built a pen under the house here to hold her. She has a small pasture out on one side, and of course we have a little pasture out in the front that she gets to go out in. But at night now she comes up into that pen under the house because I'm just so nervous. I don't never want to do that again. The gash on her butt was like about 10 inches long and split wide open, and too big to be able to close with stitches or anything. We couldn't get a vet out here, so every day my kids and I went out there, tied her up to the tree, washed that wound off, and doctored it every day for months. And now she has a big old scar on her butt. Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Okay.
I just got to get back to where I was.
Well, sorry for the interruption, everybody, but it's my baby. Got to check on my baby. So
the drama is palpable.
I didn't hear Jenny.
I did. I get nervous. But that's why we have her under the house. We built the place under the house for that occasion, and when it floods. The water can under my house come up about 2 feet. And so we built a elevated platform under my house because she's a miniature donkey, and she's short enough that it works, that we built a floor and a ramp and a system that if the floodwaters come, I don't have to worry about evacuating her, which is always a problem because I don't have anywhere to take her. And I used to, but then we had an election and those people don't like me anymore. That's the way that went, baby.
Can you believe we've been at it for 2 hours again? This is another long broadcast. This is our second in a row so far.
Did Mama say something?
No, not yet. But I mean, it is 10 o'clock.
Yeah. I guess we ought to be thinking about shutting it down.
Yeah.
It's getting late. I know it's late out there on the East Coast, baby. Everybody's got to go to bed. It's Tuesday. Some people out there still got to work.
Got to work on hump day.
Hump day. Tomorrow will be hump day. I'll be down the shop. I'll do my regular rant. But before I go and before we sign off, I want to give Natalie and Anthony, I screwed up, Darling, I'm going to have to talk to you on the phone to get that right. Palumbo, for the shirt and the love that she shared with my family tonight. And so, yeah, if y'all, I want to pitch that one more time. If y'all want one of these shirts, contact Natalie. We put her website. This is not something that was planned. It's not something that, hey, we can make a buck. I just think it's a great shirt, and I love it. And if you want one, I want Natalie and Anthony to handle that, and it's their idea, their inspiration, and I'm just so proud of it. And again, I want to send a big thank you to her and Anthony, and hope Dad gets better there, bud. Don't stay away from them hospitals, man. I hate hospitals. Don't want them. I mean, you got to go, but try to get out of there. And we hope all the tests come out well. And Natalie, you give all your family our best, and
keep making art.
Yes.
Keep making art.
Yes,
Your work is incredible.
I saw a little thing that she did. It was what would you call that? That thing I showed you?
Oh, like that fractal stuff. The particle stuff was really cool. Now, it seems like one of her traits, and I absolutely respect this, is people who can make, like, it's not necessary. It's like abstract graphics, really. It's more like colorful shapes, animating in and out, like a lot of free-form art in a way.
She's got some.
There's probably a better way to describe that, but
and she designed the shirt with inspiration from Anthony, and I love it. I think it's great. And like I say, if you get one and you can ask who the cowboy hat man is, it just leads right into, well, let me tell you who that is. But yeah, I really appreciate the shirt, Natalie, and it'll be treasured forever, darling. Anyway, that's about all I got. You want to say anything, good night or anything? Dennis, Chris? Is Chris still with us? Who's with us still?
I'm still here.
Yeah, Dennis is. We still got Sparky?
Rich is here.
Yeah, Sparky left
still
earlier.
here.
I'm here.
Who's I'm?
Yeah, we got it.
Is that David?
No, David left too.
David left. We got Mitch.
Mitch.
Mitch is still with us. I'm sorry, Bub. And Steve from Georgia Stan, he left? Yeah, Steve had to leave. So.
And I think we have a few other watchers in the chat, actually. Again, I don't get no updates when people come in and out, so we may have, if you've been in the chat this entire time and we didn't hear you, my apologies. Like, that's unexpected. Yeah, because we have a few new users in here. I just realized that.
Yeah. I see
Jen is
Leanne
still here.
Scott. Jen is here? Who?
Yep. I sure am. Jen
Jen Morgan!
I didn't know you was voice
You're
baby.
in the chat!
You're in the chat, darling.
God!
How long you been there? You been hiding out or something? Hiding in there or what?
I've been trying to figure this out. I'm new to Skype. This is all new stuff to me.
Well, Jen,
So,
Jesus
we're just
Christ.
learning.
we
Skype virgin.
It's the first time we've spoken to her.
Yeah,
verbally.
for real. Like, holy crap.
Jen has been a moderator here ever since I think we started.
Yeah, since we started doing live streams, she was the first one who came up and said, hey, do you need moderators? And I'm juggling all this shit like I still am. And it's like, yes, please. I would
darling,
love
we appreciate your help and always have. I'm so glad to be able to talk to you.
Well, I'm figuring the best role I can play right now is to keep an eye on the YouTube chat and be able to jump online here and tell you what they're saying.
Yes, absolutely.
We appreciate the hell out of it. We really do, darling. We can't say that enough. Dennis also and Sparky, they've become regulars in the help they give in the conversation. I just love it.
Let me ask you a question though.
Huh.
Does that link to Skype remain the same for every stream?
See, that I have no idea because, again, I'm more of a Discord user than Skype. And the fact that there is even a link system, like I even tried looking for it and I couldn't figure it out.
Sparky
it's a different link every time.
It's a different link?
every time.
Jeez.
It's a different link.
Well, Dennis Valadez was finally the person who got me the link.
Yeah.
So I was able to post it in chat.
Well, we need to get that fixed.
If it changes every time, we're going to have to figure out a way to get that.
Yeah, that's why I kind of want to move to Discord because the link stays the same, and we can bring
Discord.
people in and out, whenever we need people to come in and chat. So
Yeah, because
I just got to convert my dad to that.
Well, Dennis and Sparky both talk to me on Discord when I do my live rants.
Yeah.
Those that on the Discord app, it's just like this right here, except there's no headphones and microphones. It's just we sit there and talk, and then I tell them be quiet because I got to do my rant, and then after I do my rant, we get to talk again. And,
if we had this set up, we can do it the same way.
You can't do Skype and Discord at the same time?
No, I wouldn't. I don't think you can. It would take up the audio drivers all at the same time.
No.
So,
no,
but Discord's easy, and I would make sure that everybody can get in easily. Like I would make videos to get in and all that other stuff.
Well, you'd have to put a link out there if we were going to make that kind of change.
Well, see, the thing is, our current Discord, there's actually a link in every one of your rants.
Grant White. Well, buddy, we want to say good night to you, and our heart goes out. He's calling. He's letting us know in the chat. He's from Christchurch, New Zealand, and we just, buddy, our heart goes out to your country and the tragedy that happened there. And I apologize for our ignorant ass man in our house that refused to give it any consideration at all. It seems so. We stand with you, baby. We stand with you. Our hearts go out. Anyway, that's about it.
I think that's it for the night.
Well, Jen, I appreciate you popping in here, girl. Glad to hear your voice.
And thanks for all your help for the last, almost a year.
Almost a year, I'm telling you, man.
Something like that. Jeez.
Boy, howdy. Time flies when you're having fun. Dennis, Mitch, Sparky, I appreciate it.
Oh, wait.
Wait.
What?
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, Dennis. I do it all. I can't. When I end my rants, I'm supposed to hit that button
Just
to thank
call me
all
the
our
button guy.
Yeah, the button guy.
You're
Dennis,
more than the button guy, but I
more
appreciate
than that
it.
to this show. But I guarantee you, Dennis is the one that is trying to train us to hit the button that brings up our Patreon members and those that support the show because it is so vital to us. It is what pays the bills and keeps us on the air and keeps us going. And we appreciate every one of our Patreon members and those that donate through the Super Chat or the PayPal or send the shirt. We appreciate every one of them. So that's it.
I think that's it for the night.
Like, share, and subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And I'll see y'all tomorrow in the shop. And
Good night, JB.
Good night, bub. And y'all come join us again Thursday night. We'll be here again. And we maybe try to throw in Sundays a little earlier in the day so we could get more people on.
Yeah, for sure.
That may not be, up so late on the East Coast and all that stuff. So
yeah.
Anyway, y'all take care. Natalie, tell the family we said thank you and hello, and tell Dad get better. And we will see y'all tomorrow. Yep. See what's on the news. I'm sure I'll have something to say. Are you shitting me about? It's there every day, baby.
Always.
Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.